Hey guys, welcome into a special evening for Tony Talks Trash About Music. Tonight I'm going to be counting down the music of somebody that really came on within the last year and a half. I was recommended by somebody to check this out, and boy, oh boy, has it panned out. I'm talking about the great Roberta Lee Streeter, born in Woodland, Mississippi, USA, aka Bobbie Gentry. Yes, everybody remembers Ode to Billy Joe. Ode to Billy Joe gave you that eerie feeling. You didn't know what they threw off the bridge. You thought it may be a baby. You thought it might be, and then somebody jumped off it, and it just was a tragic type of song and sung with such gusto. And the funny thing of it is Bobbie Gentry generally started off in Louisiana, but ended up being a transplant to Los Angeles as she gained into her formative years. And what a beautiful, beautiful gal. I mean, she was just knockout. And if I would urge everybody, one of the things that's not going to be told in the story of these records, which is really kind of odd. She had a career where she started off with this Billy Joe thing and it was kind of picked up as an extra song. But she lived out in LA. She wanted to play. She was a pretty good player, started to really compose to start some. And the interesting thing about her career to me is how it was start with the composition stuff. And to me, I think her better records are clearly the ones where she had more songwriting in it. Was she a great songwriter? I wouldn't put her in a category of like somebody that is a superior songwriter like a Townes Van Zandt or somebody that songwriting is their thing. Christopherson, even somebody like that. Willie. I wouldn't put her. Well, Willie maybe not so much, but Willie's close. But her songs were great. She had a really great song, but she wrote the best songs for her communication. And what's interesting in some of these records is some of these records she played damn near every instrument on. And you look at this gal, especially she prances around. The one thing I would like to draw your attention to was sometime around one of the peaks in her career in England, a record that broke through in England. I think one of these did that didn't really break through in any other country. She ended up landing a TV series, kind of like the Smothers Brothers. There's an entertainment hour. Just Cher, Sonny and Cher, or something like that. You know, one of these ones where Donnie and Marie, where she came out. Dude, she came out and knocked it out. There are jazzy versions of these songs. There's a whole different side to her than made it on recorded record. Is she in the country field? She is for the most part in the country field. It's funny, before a couple of years ago, my familiarity with her was limited to maybe Billy Joe. And I think I had Fancy. For some reason, I had Fancy. I wasn't real impressed with that because my take was it was really her involvement with it. But, Ode to Billy Joe is really big. She was married, believe it or not, to Jim Stafford. I don't like spiders and snakes. Remember him? Jim Stafford was a fabulous guitar player, really a good guitar player. But anyway, she lived in, like her song said, Chickasaw County. MISSI. I just think there's something about her voice. And I am not one for this at all. I am one that the moment I get a whiff of a sexual thing being put out by somebody, I turn it off. I'm like, you're playing on another. I want to hear your notes. I want to hear what's going on. But she's one of the few ones that I have that just her voice and the way the notes go through her raspy vocal cords and stuff. She is something, man. I mean, I have been knocked out. And I'll tell you something for you all to get this. Not going to be in this ranking video here. I'm going to be ranking her records, and I'm sorry I'm taking a minute to get to it. But I really want to emphasize this. I want you to go on YouTube and check out her show. She had Donovan on there. She had a lot of different artists that were the Hollies. She had different bands on there. This, man, I got this up at the Attic Records, one of my favorite places in the world. This is the one where she did her show. Mississippi Delta. And she did some covers of the one she did here. Papa, Won't You Let Me Go to Town? Oh, did Billy Joe's on here. Nikki Hokey, Barefootin'. Sweet Peony. Oh my God, Refractions. This is, watch her on that show. Watch everyone you can see. They have John Baldry's on one. Really a nice crowd of people. Check out the back of my girl there, man. I'm telling you what, dude. That one where she walks around with the cut off top and the jeans with the little thing right above like where her waistline is. I mean, really cut low, dude. It is smoking on fire, man. But anyway, this was released in on I guess it's an import. Let me see. Let me see where this is from. Live made in Czech. So look at where is this division of this distributed by the Universal Group in the EU. So yeah, this is an EU version. You see her little island there. She was kind of a sexy symbol there, and it's. But my God, she was talented too. I mean, what a voice! What a talent. You watch her play, you know, she's not one of these people that grabs a thing as a prop. She plays. Well, I'm going to count down. I'm going to count down some records from her. I have. Let me count them really quickly so you don't see. I'm going to count the one that she did with Glenn Campbell. So I'm going to add that into the mix because there's not a lot. Two. I've got three, four, five, six. So I've got seven records, and she had a great career. Let me explain to you what happened really quickly in her career. I can sum it up. Went to the really was signed to a label, did her own thing. They kind of found they tried her one way, tried her a couple ways. She had pretty good success, and she got to the end of the contract with Capitol. Was kind of in a stalemate. She did some recordings for Kerm, but nothing really came out after that was done. She worked another 7 years or so, and did some TV, did some things again, and some background stuff, and did some recording, and then just backed out of the whole thing. Never was heard from again. So if you look on the internet, there was a period of time people were looking for her, and you know why they wouldn't want to let her have her piece. She didn't want to be involved in it anymore. Didn't want to do it. Lost interest. And hard to believe she was extremely talented. And so I'm going to try to go through these records, tell you a little bit about each one and how I rank them. And as I said, we let me get them here. We said one, two, we got three, four, six. We have seven records, and let's start off right away. Let's start off with the number one here, and it covers a lot of space. And her she really wide, and I'll tell you about this as we get here. Okay, let's try to get him going. Let's try to get Glenn going outside of Jimmy Webb. Let's try to get him. Let's get Bobbie kicking at the same time. So Bobbie was ready. This, folks, I tell you what, this record is one of the most weird produced records I've ever heard, and it is a bad record. The editing on the vocals is terrible. It sounds like they were patched in a noisy studio, sloppily over recorded tracks somewhere else. It sold very well. It was very popular. You got version of Little Green Apples. You've got Let It Be Me. You got these things going. You know, Scarborough Fair. You got her wearing the pantsuit on the front and him wearing the little hippie medallion, you know, here. You know what, man? It's just, I don't like this record at all. I'm sorry. I don't like the production of it. I don't like the way it was put together. It's not genuine, and you can tell it's not genuine. We can tell they recorded vocals at different times. You can tell what happened. It's weird. Now let's get to the one that I had here. Let's talk about Fancy. Everybody knows about Reba's remake of this. That was really big. This Fancy record was copyrighted here. Some of this stuff, 1967, what it says here, Plain and Fancy, and it talks about Gentry, Plain and Fancy. But once again, look down the song list here. Fancy, her song. What's the one that gets the money and got all the royalties? Is probably why she retired. One of them. Well, I guess she retired before Reba had the hit with it. But I'll Never Fall in Love Again, how Bacharach David, Delta Man, Leon Russell, James Taylor, George Jackson. So they didn't let her write any more songs here. I don't know if it's because she thought she wrote those or what happened, but there's not another damn song of hers on the record. It's the only one. And because of that, it's not that she doesn't bring something to covers. It's not that she doesn't try to do that. But you can tell she's really not in control there. And you can even see on the back of this, they're trying to funnel her back into Billy Joe. It's funny on that record, when we get to that record, you know, there's like two or three songs that are tried to sound similar to that. Oh, do another one that sounds like that. You can just hear the guys in the studio pressuring her. But I mean, he made a woman out of me. Now there's a good version of that. That's a nice song, and you're surprised for the time of it. It's got a scandalous 1967, but something in the way he moves is great. You got to make a fool of somebody, Rainmaker, and then Laura Nyro at the end, Wedding Bell Blues, which is kind of odd, but she does a decent job at it. Rick Hall production here. Raindrops and Wedding Bell Blues were produced by Bobbie Gentry. What do you think? The producing the whole damn thing? What do you think? 1967. What do you think about that? Beautiful cover of her in the one of the evening gowns there. Nice record, man. Beautiful gal, great voice, great singing. Let's go on to the next one here, which is also, I think, a little bit bereft of the situation here. We're going to talk about one that came before here, and I don't have the year. Do I need to look at the year of this damn thing myself? I should have written these down somewhere, but we're talking about Touching with Love. Touching with Love was one that came after Billy Joe and certainly before Fancy. And if you look again what you got a Touching with Love, John Hurley song, Michael Murphy, Natural to Be Gone, John Hartford. That's a nice version. Look at her in the back of that. Look at the front here. This is, I think they're trying to, this is about the period of time from Breakaway or whatever the be. So this is probably, you're probably talking a little bit before Fancy there. This is the one I think that there was recorded right before that. I can figure this out for you in just a second if you give it to me. But the problem is, Son of a Preacher Man. Son of a Preacher Man was a funny one, but the you talk about the discography here of this and Touching with Love is actually 69, so that came out after the Campbell album. The Campbell album came out in 68, believe it or not, after Local Gentry, after she had a few. So it kind of shows like they were a little frustrated maybe at that time by 68. But you made me so very happy, I'll never fall in love again. Where's the Playground, Johnny? Arranged by Don Tweedy. There's not one, folks. But believe it or not, this was the one that had the hit in England. This had a hit in England. I don't remember. I think it was the Touching with Love. I think it was a hit, and so that's kind of the basis on what she had with there. Kind of interesting that was the one that broke through, because once again I listened to it and I'm like, man, they're just kind of using her as a commodity, and I can't believe her with the talent she had. And what I'm about to review with you guys ever agreeing to something like that. It's really astonishing that that you can have somebody that's that accomplished and that's good and that capable, but yet you restrict it. I guess you don't think it sold. You didn't think it would sell. You thought people weren't ready for that. Look at the cool drawing on this. It's like the Magic Nun or whatever the back of that. You got the Local Gentry, and you've got, like, if you look closely back in here, you can see this stuff kind of put, these clouds kind of put back from her. Interesting record here, some good songs of hers, but I think at the time a lot of the Beatles stuff were different covers on this, but really almost kind of a psychedelic thing with this. It was 1968. So Sweet Peony's beautiful. There's also a great version on the deal. Starts off Casket Vignette's fantastic. Then she starts down a few covers here. Come Away Melinda, which is not her song. Fool on the Hill, Beatles. Papa's Medicine Show, Jamie Horton. And then Ace Insurance Man, which is kind of one of her more silly songs. Recollection's beautiful. It's almost kind of I don't know what you're going to call it. Some of this is almost country psychedelic or something. You see some of the way these things are. But Sitting Pretty, she co-wrote. And then there's a Kenny Raskin song, Eleanor Rigby, and Here, There, and Everywhere. A bunch of Beatles songs at the end. Produced by Kelly Gordon, and it also advertises the other two down here, ST2664 Local Gentry. Solid record. Probably better at the covers, a little more palatable at the covers than some of the other ones. I really, the one I put before this, Touching with Love, it came out later. It sounded to me kind of like, I hate to say this, but what kind of happened to Scott Walker? They kind of sold them out, and They became like a cover band. Well, let me see what's best for your career. Well, I think about the time of that, Touching with Love is when she started that show. And that's why maybe Fancy, she saved her songs. I don't know. But let's go back to where it all started, maybe 1967. Oh, to Billy Joe. MISSI double SSIPPI. I mean that's Lazy Willie Beautiful, Papa, won't you let me take it down? Chickasaw County Child, Mississippi Delta. That song on the first side. Really nothing like it, coming from nowhere. I mean, here's a guy who wrote these songs, writes her songs, and puts it down. Nikki Hokey on this too. I mean, this is really, it could be a lot higher. I'm sorry it's not. But it just shows you she's got other better things. But this is a great record. And if you look at the writing credits, let's examine them on this beautiful here Rainbow record. I tell you, I love her now, man. I never realized she was so talented. That I'm telling you, that you watch the BBC stuff after being familiar with this stuff, it will blow your mind that she's capable of that breadth of there. But Mississippi Delta first. I saw an angel die. Chickasaw County, Sunday's best. Nikki Hokey, of course, it's a cover, Pat Vegas, but a good song. Ode to Billy Joe, the last one. Lazy Willie, great song. Hurry, Bugs, Papa, won't you let me go to town? But Mississippi Delta for some MISSI. You see the version on the BBC thing, man. I mean, she's it's not, is it country? I guess it's country. It's got that edge, Creedence got that edge too, man. I mean, but it's certainly not typical country. It's not, and maybe that was part of the problem. Maybe they didn't know how to market her. But I think she could have been the star of the start today with how big looks play into the thing. She would be the best. Well, it only leaves two. And you're going to be surprised that probably my pick, a lot of everybody's pick is the big one from 1968 called the Delta Sweetie. And that's what I have as number two. This record, folks, this record is the second studio album. It's called Billy Joe. And it was released in February. Yeah, it was released in February of 1968. Produced by Kelly Gordon. Okolona River Bottom Band, a Big Boss Man cover, Reunion, Bobbie Gentry, Parchman Farm, Mose Allison song, Morning Glory, Sermon, both her songs. Cover Tobacco Road, Pendulum, uh, Jesse Elizabeth, Refractions, which is beautiful. Louisiana Man, a Doug Kershaw song. She picks Doug Kershaw on this. See, the covers on this pick are fantastic. And then Courtyard. Look at it, man. This is the one where she said, okay, you listen to me, you want me to do my stuff? Well, I will do my stuff. I'll tell you a little bit about this record here. It was the top of the Billboard. A week after that, she was there. She moved forward and started recording this in 1967. The singles, Okolona River Bottom Band, Louisiana Man, Refractions, and Big Boss Man were all singles here. It's a concept album based on modern life in the deep south of hers. Wrote 8 of the 12 tracks, The Okolona River Bottom Band, extended by sophisticated chord charts, things like that, helped underpin things. And it's amazing that she would put out such a strong second record. But the word is with this is the legacy as it's grown since it's a lost masterpiece, and it is the way it flows from place to place. Her mercurial, mysterious lyrics, always leaving a little bit to the deal. It's definitely daring. It's definitely dark. It's definitely got the southern thing to it, and people like Mercury, Rev, Nora Jones, Hope Sandoval, people love it, and it's dark. It's fantastic. The thing of it is she wrote. She wrote a bunch of the songs, and she played a bunch of the instruments on this record herself. Just all the way to Sermon Courtyard, it just flows, man. I mean, she was something else. And, unfortunately, I think commercially, I don't think it did near as well. I think it was not as big of a hit as she wanted commercially, but, critically acclaimed. She's number one. And for number one, my number one record, I'm going to go back to the very last thing we ever heard from my girl Patchwork. This was post BBC. This was mature. All selections written and produced by Bobbie Gentry. All selections by Larry Shane. Music includes written by Bobbie Gentry and arranged by Larry Mahobarak. Arrangements by Jerry Toth, John King, and George Tipton, and Larry Mahobarak. You look at her on this cover. Talk about the songs: Benjamin, Beverly, A Suzu Sue, Miss Clara, but I can't get back, man. This record again really kind of puts it in their face. I mean, I hate to say this, but this is one where she probably had, I don't know how you end up going from, somebody who's not allowed to do any song. You start her off by saying this is the great songwriter, and she writes like 90% of the songs, 80% of the first record. And then she does, and then they market her because what? They don't think it's sold after Delta Sweetie. That's so bad. The effect of that was, but it's such a tremendous record. And it was so unfair, the way it was seen now. Listen to it today. It is an absolute classic. It's a lost masterpiece, as is this. And that's what breaks your heart, that this is the last known recording ever of Bobbie Gentry. And she ended up on top. And I've not really gone and tried to hear the Curb tapes. I know they're out there in bootleg form. Some people have those. Maybe one day we'll get the masters to them and hear them. But this record, looking in, even the last song is so haunting. And your number one fan, somebody like me, I mean, I'm telling you, man. And then just to fade away like she did. Read up on it, check it out on here, and check out this artist, because this is one of the top artists, I'd say, in the last 4 or 5 years. It's really come on to me and that I've just become enamored with. And I think she is so effing talented. Bobbie Gentry, folks, please leave me your thoughts on Bobbie Gentry. Leave me your list down below. Please smash the like button. Please help us out here, guys. We always appreciate you being around. Again, I have a passion for this. Let me know what yours is. Let me know what you think of my opinion on this stuff. But I think she, back in the days, it's amazing. Even a strong woman like her. And you look at the way she pranced around on that TV show. I mean, dude, she was in control. She had the puppies panting. I mean, she was not anybody's toy. And I think that she was a strong woman, and you could tell. And that's what makes her even that's what made her end her career with an album where she did a complete other masterpiece, kind of like Delta Sweetie. I think Sweetie's a masterpiece. I think this is a masterpiece. I think Ode to Billy Joe's pretty damn good. If they take out those other couple songs in there that they tried to make sound like that, it would be even better. Anyway, thank you guys a lot for bearing with her. But please check out Bobbie Gentry. It's not what you think it is. She is one talented gal all around. Great arrangements, great singing, great breath, great pacing, everything superb. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good evening.
I saw that spark rising from your eyes. Soon learn to shut those lips and be thankful for what you got. All those looking for